Hello, everybody. It is that time of the week. It is your illustrious host, is Dragon's Fury, as the name suggests is right there, and Infernal Drake, as the name suggests is right there. For
That
you,
is I.
as that. We hope you are having a good time, a good whatever. If not, we hope the episode helps, and if it doesn't, not our fault.
We hope it helps. And also, the day of recording, it's this one's over here's birthday.
Yes, I have ascended once again for another year. The big tree 33 expedition. Let's get it. Um,
Good game, good game.
didn't play, so I'll take your word for it.
Fair enough.
I'm just like, I just now have my you know brass knuckles worth of a number, so I can go fight fucking life, because it's been a fucking year. um
Oh, yeah. I know. Life just loves to keep giving the punches.
yeah, just keeps on. Which one does this go to?
Famous last words.
Like, I'm trying to figure out which remote this is for.
Oh, yeah. I have so many, like, loose remotes all over the place. I'm like, I don't remember what you went to.
Yeah, I don't know what this one is. It's definitely something for lights, but
Yeah.
I don't I don't know. Oh well. Um,
Just one random day, you're going to click it by accident, and, like, a light near you is going to go, whoo!
that would be so funny. Like, you have zero idea how funny that would be, because it really comes down to being like, do I even still have the thing that the remote's for? Because I could have gotten to the point where I was just like, oh, it's whatever. Like, I'm not going to use this anymore, and I couldn't find the remote at the time. And so now that
Yeah.
whatever it could have gone to is just completely gone now. It don't know. Uh, but yeah. So well, I'm gonna send you something on TikTok, which is going to be
Okay.
our discussion of the day. But forward that to you. All right, there it is.
Okay, what these?
I'll have to get a screenshot from it somehow to put into the video on the back end, so I can put it up on screen. Sorta, maybe. I
Ah,
don't know. All right,
fusion.
Fusion. So for those who are just fully listening and not watching, it is a fusion between. Let me make sure I got the time frames right for these guys. So it was a drawing that someone did, and it seems to be either. So it's like mixed, because it's Shippuden, right?
Yeah.
But when they finish the
Ooh,
fusion,
damn.
the parts that they have would suggest that Shukaku's still with him. But I don't think it is, and we'll get into that. But it's Shippuden
But
Naruto
still, though.
post.
But yeah, the Kurama Shikaka, that's pretty cool. And Naruto and Gaara, not bad. I
Yeah,
like how they still got rid of the eyebrows.
yeah, nobody got eyebrows. Um, that's the dominant trait, not having eyebrows.
Having eyebrows is the recessive one.
Yes, having eyebrows is a recessive one. Um, and so it's between. So we were saying these because I sent it to Apollo too. So we're saying it's probably like pre-war Gaara, and then like
Yeah, like
Naruto's just
before he got the Jinchuriki taken. Well, sorry, got
well,
Shukaku taken from him.
no, after, but before
Oh,
big
after.
big war of everybody, and
Got
Madara
it.
running fades on everyone, right? Theoretically, that I feel like that's when it would be. That's my headcanon of it. As I said, I will see if I can get like a screen grab and put it on the screen for everybody. So the questions of it is: do you agree with the look? What are your thoughts on the look? How do you think they would look? And then we'll just kind of keep going into, because it's a very interesting mix of systems.
Yeah, I know, because like whenever it comes to like fusion, it's like who will become like the more dominant of like the fusion because technically it's equal, but one, it looks great. Like it looks really awesome. I really do love Shikaku and Kurama's fusion. Like that just looks like something you would not want to see.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to think because like with the fusion between their hairs, I'm just like, were you going Super Saiyan?
Yes. Always yes. We're always going Super Saiyan. So.
But I just love how like they're going for more of that what was that fuckboy energy?
The fuckboy energy is wild work. They're definitely going for more of a Shino laid back esque view of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm trying to get to
yeah, no, that like, man, good artists are awesome to watch and also scary what they can draw.
Yeah. So obviously everyone was like, oh, looks and like the names or whatever, and I was like, you're missing the important parts here. Is this bitch stable? Did like who, like you said, who's getting the dominant trait and whatever? It's like the important stuff about talking about a fusion, right? So I ended up causing Apollo to go down a rabbit hole with me for this because I was like, because he was like, who did he say? Hold on, he was saying either
because like from like the way the fusion's acting, like I would say Gara is like the more prominent.
Okay, so yeah, he agreed to that. He said the lead is Gara, so he's either said Garudo or Garuda. Either
Garuda.
So either Gaaruto or Garatuo as the spelling for the name.
Okay.
Then he said, but that's hard as I'm the concept of also naming them. Gogeta flows well, Vegito flows well. Yeah. Does it? Garudo does not. So I feel like it would have been the last of the names. So the last one he said. And then we were talking about the Shukaku Kyuubi mix. And so it was like, and he was saying, it was like, that's when we were talking about the placement of which version of Gara it is, if it's, pre. And I was like, but they're showing him in his Kazekage outfit. So this is after, like, this is around the time that they show him when he gets, robbed of him. So it could be just before he gets robbed because he does become Kazekage before then.
Literally gets body snatched.
But I think a stable fusion would happen after the fact. So after he's revived and all of that, I believe that's when the stable fusion would happen. And he was like, well, that so his concern was that it was like, then how is Shukaku involved? And I was like, because there were still remnants of Shukaku in Gara. And he's like,
yeah, true. Shukaku's chakra.
And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, by the fundamental rules of Naruto, and they showed us in other scenes, is that even like when they manifest and all the other things, like, when they've been removed or whatever, that they still have connections to their Jinchuriki. And
no matter how small.
And so it was like, and he was like, basically like, go on. And I was like, remember how we have the freaking previous Jinchurikis pop back up? They still have access to their Jinchuriki powers as if they still had their beasts. And so they're still connected even after death. Like, they're long since gone out of them, but they still have like their abilities that were associated with them. So I was like, clearly there's still chakra site. Also, in Naruto, chakra is the essence of your body. So the fact that
it's the essence of life.
Right, is the essence of life. So you are sharing this with another being for X amount of time, depending on when you become a Jinchuriki. And like, it's going to
became Jinchuris as babies.
As babies, definitely going to have some remnants. And he was like, oh, but the previous Jinchuriki were either in control or did the the agreement and become on the speaking terms like 8 and B. So I was like, yeah, but that still also feeds into it because the what was the main thing Shikaku was always trying to do? Take over the body. Every chance he got
That
out,
jazzy motherfucker.
right? So you mean to tell me he didn't pull some Orochimaru shit and like left a possible means to take over if Gaara was like incapacitated in like some other fashion that was like more permanent? He definitely would. He definitely would. So, but that's
And also,
why,
the dude's made out of freaking sand. It's like he
right?
can leave a grain of sand somewhere.
And but also that then gives into the idea of Kyuubi taking the aspects of Shukaku but having his like more of his features,
Yeah.
because it's just kind of like, oh, if Gaara is the lead, we're in his, house essentially, but it's Nine's
But
power.
Kurama's the more dominant beast, so
Right. So he would take he would be the chakra power that they get
yeah,
mainly.
like that. Like I can see why that's why Kurama's form is there, but with the detailing of Shukaku.
Yeah. And so I was like, it was able, because it has to be after the fact, because that's when basically Gaara like really hit that, oh, it's you and me against the world kind of like feel for Naruto, because Naruto is pretty much like anybody who's in the same situation that I am in remotely. Me and you are buds.
It's
So
like you're my friend now.
he's like the Tsubaki of Naruto. Like he can really get along with anyone who's willing to get along with him, right?
Yeah.
And so it works out because he's like, yeah, let's go, game on. He doesn't have to worry about like any kind of compatibility issues. It would just be Kurama being a butt at any given time, but now you have two people who know how to deal with a Jinchuriki a beast being a pain in the ass. So you would lose that will fight all the time. So he, even if it was pre get along with Naruto form, he still loses the struggle, and they went out in the chakra tug of war.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Makes me wonder what a chocolate tug of war between Gaara and Shukaku would look like.
if it was an actual war, like, Shukaku would lose every time. Shukaku would lose every time because the only reason why he gained any kind of control over Gaara was because he was literally being abused by everyone else.
True.
He had no mental fortitude, no defenses against Shukaku because he was literally being. Yeah, because he's being tormented by the asshole, but he can't sleep in any kind of peace because motherfuckers are trying to kill him. One of the motherfuckers being his own fucking father. The next one being
that was still so messed up.
Right, the other one being by association his uncle, who kind of sorta wanted to kill him, and like like yes, he was following orders, but at the same time it was one of those things. It's like, yes, I'm mad at you, yes, he told me to, but like it's not for the reason I told you. Like, I think his uncle still wanted him dead and used the reasoning of his father like telling him to do so and then telling him all the lies or whatever was just kind of like a convenient alibi around also being the fact that it's like, okay, yeah, like it was kind of like a conflict of interest because he's like, I lost my sister because of you, but I know for a damn fact that like she would probably like put me through a wall knowing that I hold a grudge against you for taking her away from me because like you were.
I'm sure the moment he got up to Ninja Heaven, he was getting just.
Oh yeah, no, he got rocked. He got rocked. And so it was kind of like a weird like dichotomy. It was like they showed us that he was like super nice or whatever, and then it's like magically, for the sake of the mission and being loyal to your dad, like he can flip a switch so easily. And I was like, even the most like hardened like Anbu or whatever, they still showed that they still had like that glint of like, this isn't exactly what I want to do, but like this is still was whatever. But like he was way too good at betraying being that I hate you, your mom never loved you or whatever. I was like, you deliver that too well for that to be fake, right? Like
Yeah, he got
you
really into it.
you had a little, you had some feelings. Those were truthful to a little bit, to a point. So
Just a bit.
if you take out the literal mental beatdown that he's getting from day one, because he was a preemie.
No, true.
Dad's trying to kill you. Everyone hates your face. You lose control once, and so some people died, which was kind of a setup with your dad. And then you're getting exiled from your siblings because of your dad. He doesn't have the means to basically stand up for himself. So, hey, here comes the literal monster that everyone's calling you, keeping you up at night, trying to take over. You're going to lose every time, right? So if you put him in any kind of situation where he had any kind of connection, like you could still have him at odds with his dad and his uncle, but give him the connection with his siblings he gets later on when he gets older. When they get older, earlier, when they were younger, Shukaku loses every time. Because Gaara there would be no need to kind of like let your guard down and like be in this weak mental state, because he's just like, it's me and my siblings against the world, right? And like I'm going to use this power to keep my brother and sister out of harm's way, which is what they're doing for him in the sequential like way, right? And then also you don't have like the rage monster that he becomes in like the Chunin exam, right? Because like that's the whole thing. It's just this built up rage from being targeted the whole time of your early childhood into what you are now. It's like, hey, I've became the thing you wanted me to become, and now you got, but it's already too late. The damage is done, right? So now his like Kankuro and Tamari are just there for kind of like checks and balances, because yes, he hates everyone, but he doesn't hate his siblings, right? Yeah. So they would still catch a stray if they got too close, but he wouldn't actively go after them, right? Like they haven't done anything that would warrant the anger to be targeted towards them. It would be kind of like an AoE kind of thing. Like if you get too close when he's raging out, all bets are off, right? But he's not going to actively snap and lash out at Tamari or Kankuro. Nor will they do anything to piss him off, because they know how mad their brother is.
And Q Chaos.
And Q Chaos, right. So yeah, Shukaku wouldn't stand a chance. Also, he is the weakest one of all of them, so there's that.
Yeah, true.
Who would be interesting to see how it came to be was being 8.
True.
Like, did he just like rap battle him into submission?
I would love to see that.
Like what? Like, how did we get to the level that? Because 8 says they weren't always like that, and that they had to like work up to that, and so I was just like, but how'd you get there?
But yeah, it's like, how did we get here though?
I was like, how did we get here, right? And same with like some of the other Jinchuriki, like was it Son Goku or Matatabe? That would have been a fun one. Like, how do you get along with a literal tiger?
Giving lots of fish.
Like, it's like, how do you convince the tiger to be on your side, or the weird slug, like this?
Oh yeah,
yeah. And he was like, what did you guys do to gain the level of like partnership that you guys were with, and like camaraderie with your sacred
just
beasts?
A lot of shit talking.
That's definitely what happened with Son Goku. They were shit talking the shit out of each other. But it was very much only I can talk shit about him and not the other person. And so the sun has gone down. I am turned into night.
I just realized, holy crap. Hello, Void.
And so the
God, your background got so dark.
Yeah, really, really. Whoop. And it so yeah, those would have been very very fun. And then we tangent into uh the the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender and how it pisses us the fuck off. Because I was talking about how I had asked them if they had read that they caught the hacker who was accused of taking the data for the movie and releasing it.
I think I did hear about it, but I don't remember what happened afterwards.
He ended up going to court or some shit. That was the last I saw. And he was like, and they were like, no,
for many dollars.
And so he was talking about how, like there were certain scenes that he had saw amongst the like clips circling and cycling and all that stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, because I was like, I wasn't really interested when I found out that it was a thing, because I was like, what do you really have to tell left, right? Outside of it's Aang's death, right? Like the things leading up to him dying.
Yeah, basically everything from the end of The Last Airbender to Korra.
But see, that's the thing.
How did Republic City come to be?
We have stuff that happened after in the books. We have the comics, the adventures of what happened. So it's not like we don't have that information already. So I was just like, so what's left, right? And so we just kind of like go down into like this spiral, because we're talking about how it's like as fun and loved as that show was, like Korra really was their like middle finger to us, because they undid what we knew about the world in the fucking dumbest way, right? And because we didn't have that space in between of how did we get here, then we don't get the ability to kind of like, oh, okay, it makes more sense why this is the case or whatever. We just had like this giant blank area, and then you're like, hey, here's the things that have happened, flashbacks or whatever. And it's just like, guys, it doesn't even make sense in your own world that this is what things came to be. Oh, sun's back.
That's such a literal night and day right there.
Yeah, that's how good this camera is. It's just like the shift of just the ambient light will change how it exposes itself. It's like so. And like the big thing being that it was like the whole Airbender rebirth thing was super annoying, because genetically, which is how we come to understand bending, it's a genetic thing. It's a trait that's passed along the families, because you have benders who have kids who aren't benders, and you have non-benders who had kids who were benders. So it's like, because I think Korra's parents weren't benders. I'm not sure.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think they're benders.
And so it's like, oh.
Could you imagine just like two people being non-benders and like your kid ends up being the African Avatar?
Well, it was very much like the Misfit of Demon Academy, when he reincarnates and his parents are just like, well, this is our kid and he talks and he named himself. It was very accepting, because they rolled up on her and they were like, hey, we believe that you're it was like, we know. And they're like, how? And then they show this toddler doing all of the freaking elements that she knows at that time, and they're like, we had our suspicions.
We had an inkling.
It was like, there was reasons, there were signs.
Yeah, so, a rock came in my head.
It's like, and so it's like, oh, hey, this giant burst of like spiritual energy comes out, and then now all these people are popping up as airbenders. They were already airbenders. They were recessive gene members of the airbenders that escaped the Fire Nation attack on all of the temples, and you can't convince me otherwise, because like, just logically speaking, there's no way that all of them were killed, nor that. And it was even, and I'm like going deeper and stuff, and he's like, because I was like, we have stories of people being exiled from the temple because they couldn't stay the way of like the nomads. They're still airbenders.
Yeah. I mean, heck, one example that, like, well, I don't think it wasn't proven, but like good similarity is Ty Lee,
Yeah,
because like she shares traits with the air nomads.
yeah. So I'm saying is like Apollo was saying, it was like that's like the Easter egg. Like she's the only other person who has like the same eyes as like what the airbenders had. It's like, yeah, she's a part of the ones who got away and just went into hiding, and then they just hit out the way that they did, instead of, uh, but she was a non-bender, like, so she's a
Yeah.
part of the line, but she never got the ability to airbend in the first place. But she is one of the members. And then, and I was like, as fucked up as this sound, I was like, even all of these stories of genocides and of a race of people being wiped out, they weren't ever fully wiped out. The survivors disappear, go into hiding, and never resurface, and they live a life as something else entirely, which is how we have certain, family names disappearing and then like new family names just showing up, because they're from these people who took a new name and were a part of a family that either like took them in as like a refugee and they joined that family, took their name, or they just kind of like slipped through the cracks of records because, big bad thing happened. It's kind of hard to track everybody. So you kind of just go with word of mouth of what the information is, and then there you go. You have all these new family lines of names created after this, this terrible event. Same concept. You had all of these, airbenders who got away from, because I understand that the temples were kind of like isolated, but they saw it coming. They saw it coming. They knew that the Fire Nation was on some fuck shit. They removed themselves from society. They weren't oblivious to society. They knew the Fire Nation was on some fuck shit. That because they knew,
the wind spoke to them.
The wind spoke to them. And then, you have the whole Avatar thing with Aang being born to them.
Get the hell out of Dodge.
And so it's like, hey, you got a big job coming up, and we gotta, train you, and things are gonna be, different. And that's like the whole motivator of why he leaves in the first place. And then, fucks up the incarnation cycle.
Yeah.
And so, because we had the Woodbees, and then which leads us back into the thing about like what Korra made us so mad, is that you skipped over the next nation cycles to get back to water, because that was who was next. But what you're like, there still should have been more, like, who's everyone in between, like, right? Because it's like, all right, Aang kind of fucked it up because he never died, right?
Yeah,
he goes in suspended. So if he had died, it would have
gone to water.
It would have gone to water. It would have been Yue. Let's be real here. What do you mean some other child was, like, a child was basically a stillborn, is revived by gaining the moon, like part of the moon spirit? Sounds like she was the next vessel.
There's something missing.
And there was something missing because it's still over here and it never left and transferred like it was supposed to. So it was supposed to be Yue. Yell at me if you want.
I feel like anyone who's seen Last Airbender would agree.
And so, you have, our pseudo, like, a person's like, so it's water because it's water and then earth, right? And then fire,
water, earth, and then fire.
And so...
And then it circles back to air.
And so, like, okay, so what you're telling me is that we skipped over the, like, so there's supposed to be a water after, Aang, but you're claiming it's Korra, so you mean to tell me he's gone all this time and then now it picks back up? How the fuck old did he live? if you know Republic City is X amount of years old before Korra is even born.
I think he died like in the 60s or something. Well, 160s, I guess, but
Well, yeah, like if he picked, you know, depending on how you pick up or whatever, you know, he picks up from 12, right, or 10 or 12, whatever.
yeah.
He was right, and then he kicks the bucket some place in his 60s. All right, Republic City was established when, and then Korra's born when. What the fuck happened in between that time? Because our understanding is that it was a pretty kind of a
Quick
immediate transition. Once one died, the other one showed up.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
Cause Roku was before Aang, right?
Yeah.
Right? So pretty much when Roku died, everyone's alerted that the new one's been born. Or like, you know, and then they're like, oh, Roku died. Time to go look for the new one. They know he's been born. And he's been born.
Right.
He's supposed to be born to the, you know, the air, you know, heirs or whatever.
nomads.
So they go and fuck the shit up. So like it's pretty quick, which means someone died a lot younger, or someone is missing some space.
Yeah.
If it's Korra, and them finding out when she's like what 3,
Give or take, yeah.
give or take, because she's a whole talking.
I would say, yeah, 2 or 3.
So, like, she's having full, complete sentences, you know, saying, like, she's wombo combo and, you know, whatever. So, there's a lot of missing information that we didn't have, obviously, before. And then I don't think the movie actually answers any of this stuff. So, I think it's still, like,
It doesn't.
Is
Well,
whatever.
it does answer, like, the beginning of Republic City.
Which no one really cares.
Well, yeah.
No one cares about Republic City. That place, it's just ass.
That place where all benders can unite. Yeah, that's where all the
Because-
shit happens.
But that's where I was. It's like Vegas of Avatar. It's a bunch of different peoples coming together who may or may not be doing some unethical things, and you're just kind of running with it.
Casual blood bending over here, casual suffocation over here.
Right. And then like, so not even to talk about the subcategories which aren't even subcategories. Those are like the advanced categories.
Yeah.
I wanted the twin thing. I wanted that fan made idea of the next Avatar being twins. Being born
Yeah,
with
I mean,
twins.
that would have made sense since you have the light and dark Avatar now.
Oh no, not even light and dark Avatar of twins. That like after Korra. No, I meant before. The next
Before Korra.
the next one being born to twins, and that they had half of.
So like one was 2 elements, the other was
the other was 2 elements, and how do you make do with that if you know a mishap? Because again, the whole concept of bending thing is genetic. And then the only extra piece is, you know, being the host of, you know, what's her face?
Rava.
Of Rava, right? So Rava is just energy. So you have what was typically should have been one person ends up being 2 people. What do? That would have been such an interesting and like dynamic change to how you would understand Avatar, and like you could build
like how
so much
the Avatar
more.
works.
Right. Because we got so many like tidbits of like, oh hey, it was actually not even supposed to happen in the first place. He was supposed to give his power back, but he got greedy, and then now everything's fucked because like it really is like the whole universe is just because some asshole didn't do what he was supposed to, and then take, you know, Madame Zeroni up the mountain, and we just got cursed. So that's just what's
Oh man, that's a throwback right there. Oh god, I'm digging up holes.
And then we'll wrap it up with the advanced categories of bending that they did not explain well enough in the show, and I will never forgive them for it.
I mean, metal bending with Toph made sense.
That was it. But that
Yeah.
was established before Korra. We
Yeah.
didn't have
Okay.
the
We're talking about,
lava
like,
bending. Yeah, the
lava
lava
bending
bending.
and-
Why is lightning so prevalent now? Why is
Yeah, that never made much sense. Because
Yeah.
like whenever we saw lightning bending before, like it was a big like wind up just to be able to use it.
Right, but it
And
was
now it's
also
just like,
supposed
oh,
to be
just
like
casually.
this is for like the talented. This is supposed to be for those who truly understand fire bending, which again, lightning and fire is already such a stretch. Like I get it. I don't
Plasma.
like it, but it's such a yeah, plasma, but it's such a fucking stretch. But it was supposed to be this sense of hot like
Superiority?
seniority and like higher technique, right?
Oh,
Only
I
there
said
was only
oh, no, I said but now I can't even say the word superiority.
superiority, right? Because only two motherfuckers could do it in the first place.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
Ozai and Azula.
um
Oh well, no, and Iroh.
no, it was Iroh and Azula could do it. Ozai could redirect it, I think.
No, Ozai cast it, and then
Ozai cast?
Yeah, Zuko redirected it back at him.
But he learned that later.
It was during the when the firebenders lost their bending. The moment the bending came back, Ozai shot lightning at him, but then Zuko redirected it.
Okay, so 3.
Yeah,
Because it's
we only
Iroh
knew Iroh, Azula, and Ozai.
Yeah.
We only knew 3.
that could, produce it and redirect. Azula would never redirect. Like she could, but she would never.
She would. That is the coward's way out.
Basically, she's like, I ain't about that life.
Hit me.
And yeah, only unless she's redirecting it back to send it straight back to your face. Like,
Yeah.
not the, oh, I need this to get out of me. No, I'm about to shoot. Lightning shot down the fingers.
Return to sender.
Return the sender. And so yeah, the 3 people are the royal family.
Yeah.
So
Shocker.
shocker, right? And then you had you got metal bending, and then now you have lava bending, and then you had they gave us the weird in between beforehand with like the swamp benders, and it was just like, okay, what is really going on? Because technically blood bending is the advanced one for water, but then they threw
Which is
out
terrifying as hell.
It is, but it's the same concept of with the vines. They have control over the water that's in the substance.
In a way, it's kind of pseudo bloodbending when you think about it.
Yeah, it's just water. They have control over the water component of that liquid. Water being a major part of a lot of liquids in the body. So, but it was the fact that it was so. And then, like, whatever the fuck combustion is, the mix between. I think that's the fire-air borderline. Yeah. And so...
Oh, yeah, the mental firebending.
Yeah, that whole shenanigan.
Yeah, I still don't understand that one.
It was like...
The others, I can somewhat make an argument for, but that one does not make sense to me at all.
And so the thing was, it was like, who taught you these things?
Right? Were you just mad one day and then you just like was really thinking hard to kill someone and then boom, okay.
And then boom, and it's like, yeah, but it's like that alone, you have the blood bending. We knew, like, that was established, that was a forbidden technique that someone figured out because they were doing some shit that they weren't supposed to. They locked that knowledge away. She was exiled. She goes and was like, hey, oh, by the way, we can only do it under the power of the blood moon, blah, 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 etc., yada, yada, right? Like, there was conditions to it, right?
Yeah.
Now we just got bitches out here doing it.
Yeah, without the full moon.
Without the full moon, or like the condition of being like, oh, you kind of have to have a different disposition of waterbending in order to even kind of like be able to do it in the first place, right? Because it was like, oh, you had certain forms that gave you the different effects of waterbending. And so what form gives me bloodbending? You gotta be a little kind of killery.
Just a wee bit.
Got a little bit. You got a wee bit of murderous intent, right? And so it's like, okay, why is motherfucker that? And because that's the whole thing of with, you know, taking people's bending away. He was giving them freaking blood clots.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing. He was giving people blood clots and blocking off their, you know, the flow of their chi and their basically their blood to the point where it's not killing them, but it's can't access your shit because your blood's irregular.
Goodbye, Chakra Network.
Right? It's like, you know, Neji hits you with the boop, and then there you go, right? Unlike, you know, the actual removal of bending, which is energy bending, which, you know, the lion turtle teaches.
And spirit bending.
The spirit bending, which is, you know, that's legitimately taking your powers away. Yeah, no, what was his name? Amon? Amon's just up here just, you know, putting blood clots in people's brains. He was just getting, you know, like...
It's like, please don't do that.
Like, please don't do that. But that's what he was doing, right? Because they were like, oh, yeah, it felt a certain way. Like, when you figured out, I was like, oh, what happened? It was like, it felt, like, weird. I was like, yeah, because you were having your brain messed with.
Yeah, because your blood was going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, like, what? And, like, metal bending makes sense because Toph fundamentally figured that out, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that was able to be passed along in the traditional means of bending techniques like everything else. Fine. Dandy. Lightning, someone fucking explain. Blood bending, taboo knowledge, but knowledge nonetheless. We kind of already figured it out. You're not supposed to tell people how to do it, but motherfuckers were finding out how to do it, and people were telling them, you know, paying however you come across that information. And then you have the whole lava bending thing, which is kind of like a, yeah, they're kind of, you know, messing with the, you know, the earth that is been superheated, but it's still earth, right? Like, it's just hot earth. So you just have to view it like that.
Hot rock.
And then it's like, yeah, it's a hot rock. They were just playing hot potato. And
a very hot potato.
And so it was like how they're like, oh yeah, you can do these things or whatever. And then like, even with the metal bending, it still was shown as only certain people of earthbenders could even possibly learn the techniques of metal bending because you had to have a natural affinity for it anyway. Which I was like, okay, so it's less of a teaching thing and of understanding and you're trying to spin it back to a natural talent thing. And I was like, I thought we got past this because you already established that it isn't about talent anymore. It's about the understanding of the fundamentals of the element that you have control over. And that's what allows you to unlock this branch of, you know, your element, because you have like this deeper understanding of like, hey, what is metal besides refined earth? What is lava besides just heated earth? What is blood except just, you know, viscous water? Like, what is combustion? Like what is combustion besides just concentrated, you know, air? Like what is it? The air formula for combustion, you know, for ignition, right? Like that.
I was gonna say, like, don't let me help you with the combustion one.
Because they always show it like it's a point that goes before it comes out, and it's always a shockwave. It's never fire per se. It's a shockwave of an explosion. So it's like
until it actually blows up.
And then but like, hey, I think it was like in the concept of like the Mantis shrimp. You're moving so fast that you are causing, you know, air to move rapidly, that it's causing an explosion. Which, you know, you move something really fast, it has some devastating, you know, effects. Move water through a tight enough point, or like shake water a lot, tidal wave, move it through a tiny point, you now have a water laser, right? Like water sword, whatever.
Like, get that patio cleaned,
right? Or like, yeah, you know, it's like, hey, I can get off dirt or bore a hole through metal.
one way, somebody's getting clean.
is right. It's like it comes back to like the understanding and control of that like specific element. And I feel like it was just never like truly explained enough. Because I get it. It's a kid's show. I get it. You're not trying to go super deep into science that they do not understand. But
Oh yeah,
fundamentally, you storytelling wise, you still need to have it make sense.
have some kind of explanation.
That's my rant for the day.
It's not a day in the den without a rant.
Without a rant. So as per usual, we thank everybody for coming here, listening, whatnot. We thank you all the people who are still coming through on Spotify that have found us on our earlier stuff. You know, all of our current stuff is here on YouTube. We got videos on the TikToks, and whatnot.
Always
And-
happy to have you all join the den.
Hold on, where's my thingamabobber? Whoop. I am trying to find notes because I want to put where's my notepad? I'm gonna put our TikTok stuff on the screen here. I gotta get my notepad. There's my notepad. Sticky note. Stickies. Needs to update. Never mind. Moving on. Notepad. Where are you? Bam. Notepad. There we are. All right. Let's see. So
We are professionals. That look of, are you sure you want to say that?
yeah. Yours is Infernal, right? On TikTok,
Yeah.
or is it?
Which,
Check that for me before I put the wrong thing on here.
yeah, I'm checking. Oh, yeah, it's at Infernal Drake. Yeah, I do want to get to doing some streams on the TikToks. I just need to get past the entry period. Yeah, if we're all curious, wanting to stream on TikTok, you have to do an entry period before you can actually use a lot of your stuff.
Yep. It is quite the fun. Where is the size for this? Can I not make this bigger? What do you mean? I can't make this bigger?
As I get smaller.
There we go, smaller. So there. No, there we go. Boom. That is our stuff for the Tiki Taki and the Dragons Inns podcast on the YouTube, which is where you are if you are visually, but also if you're hearing via a different way. This is how you like find us. Same name, whichever, and I think it's the same for your YouTube as well, right? Is Infernal?
Yeah.
So he is also the same on the YouTube. And so yeah, we have a bunch of stuff available for everybody, and we hope that
old
you
stuff in
enjoy
my
this
case.
stuff. Yeah, you have old stuff. I'm saying, but you actually is your newer stuff still on Twitch? Same name?
I'd have to check. It's been a little bit, but same name, yeah.
Yeah. So same names everywhere. I'll put them up on the screen. One more again. Hold on, let's back it up. One more again. There's our names. We are there on all of the platforms. So yeah, and if you want to know where else we are, I don't use my Instagram as much, but like I got one, same name. You can always let us know in the comments. I see the comments. I like to try to see them sooner, but YouTube does not notify me as like I would like it. But I do see them. I do reply when I can. And yeah, until next time, we are out of here.
See y'all next time.